Good evening. Thank you so much for coming to the screening of Lovers on the Bridge. And one of the things that I always like is to know what filmmakers think of other filmmakers and how they look at each other. It's always very fascinating. So I asked two filmmakers I love whose work I love, and I said, what is in this program that you like to talk about? And they chose this movie. And the two filmmakers, just to introduce them, the Brutalist, they co-wrote it with Brady Corbet directed, and Mona Fastvold co-wrote it with him. She has a new movie coming up, Testament of Ali, amazing. It's going to be shown in Sag Harbor on January 12th, and that's the start of the run. And they're here to introduce Lovers on the Bridge. Brady Corbet and Mona Fastvold.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
How many of you have seen the movie before, out of curiosity? Okay, so not very many of you. All right, so this is one of the most expensive films ever made in the history of the nation of France. It cost around $35 million in the early 1990s. So just for inflation, it's like, I don't know, $75 or $80 million. It was shot by Jean-Yves Escoffier, one of the great cinematographers who died tragically about 8 or 9 years later. He shot Gummo for Harmony Korine. He shot all of Leos's films until he passed away. It's an extraordinary achievement. It's one of the most ambitious movies ever made. It's frequently mentioned in the same breath as Fitzcarraldo, for example. They shot the film for 200 plus days. They were shooting on the Pont Neuf when it was closed, and then they had to reopen it at some point, and so they had to build the Pont Neuf in the south of France again, and find money to refinance the film, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's absolutely worth it. It lost a lot of money. I find it so obnoxious, this conversation about box office. It really is an example of the way in which capitalism is really run amok in this country. It's not really capitalism anymore. It's just monopolies that are running absolutely everything. And I think that the idea that audiences are interested in this before evaluating a film, I find really, really strange. This is an example of a gift to the culture that is so much bigger than the bottom line. And all sorts of stuff loses money all the time. So I think it's really sort of irrelevant. Mona, would you like to say anything about Lovers on the Bridge?
I don't know. How do I follow that? No, I think, to what Brady said, there's we get asked a lot about how we make films how we make ambitious film for not a lot of money. And there's some really beautiful, ambitious films this year that were made for a lot of money, and might lose some money. But as Brady said, we can't measure films in that way. I'm very glad they exist. And I think for me, this film is one of my favorite films. I think one of the reasons it is one of my favorite films is how Leos uses movement, and this is a beautiful film about movement, about dance, about camera movement in relationship to dance as well, which is something I'm particularly interested as a filmmaker. And it's just one of the greatest love stories, in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And I was very happy they chose this film because there is a parallel between Leos Carax's work and in France and what they do.
I really forgot to mention something that's interesting, which is that Leos worked with Scott Walker, who we worked with for a decade before Scott passed away. Scott did 3 film scores. He did 1 with Leos, and he did 2 with us. And so, Scott Walker, I think, is something that really links all of us, because Scott was an extremely uncompromising and very, very ambitious artist. So if you enjoy this movie, I recommend checking out Pola X as well, which is the film that he followed this up with, that Scott Walker scored, which is a stunning, underappreciated gem. And that's all. Thanks.
That's it.
Oh, Stan Brakhage. What about Stan Brakhage? We're not going to start the movie.
Okay. So the movie, before the movie, you're going to see a short, and it's called Garden of Earthly Delights, and it's a Stan Brakhage short. And we are showing 3 because we found him in 35, and we can't do 16 yet. But I think it really works with the film really beautifully. And there is hand painted film, and there is nothing better than the combination of grandiose and artisanal and visionary than this filmmaker that Brakhage has, and Carax also brings to this, and they bring to their work. What do you want to say about?
No, that's all. That's all.
No.
Okay.
That's it. We're done.